still here at the Peak IT conference in Brașov, which is a very, very cool conference, and I am very happy to be joined here at the Spotlight interview spot by Cornel, who actually has worked on a lot of different positions like CTO, CIO, CPO, and I think what these positions have in common is they kind of like mix together a very deep technology understanding, but also strategic vision. And thank you very much for being here. I would have some questions for you that are very strategic, I think.
Hopefully. Thanks for having me here.
Okay, I'm happy. Cool. So the very first thing is obviously nowadays, if you go at the conference or if you ask anybody in the technology industry about, okay, what's trending right now, everybody will talk about AI. Now, you've been working in this area for a long time and you have seen different technologies come and go, shifts of paradigms. What do you think that makes this AI wave kind of like different, or should we really take it seriously?
Yes, so that's still a great question. I think if every conference in IT technology, that's a question that comes. So yes, I think we should take it seriously, and I think the reason for me to answer like this comes from something very important. Why do we talk about AI today that much? Because as developers, we failed in programming in many ways. Like we couldn't code around voice, we couldn't code around image processing very well, text processing, conversational agents and all that. Now, with all the innovation we had these years, that's possible. So today, you can listen to an audio stream, and if there is, a word, you can have an event and program around that event. But we couldn't do this before. So that's tremendous impact in everything we do. Imagining that in terms of input-output, we have all these screens with all the text inboxes and all that, that's gonna be very impacted. Like we're gonna have new user experiences and much more interesting stuff to do, because now we can program mostly everything, which wasn't the case before. And I think that's a good news for us.
For us developers, but for us also as users, I guess, because we have new experiences that we can can maybe enrich our experiences, our lives in the end, I think.
Yes.
And, okay, I want to go a little bit more specific right now around AI, and I know that you are have also this, or you are very active also in the ecosystem of AI in the Microsoft world, let's say. And you delivered already, I think, the talk here at Peak IT about this, I guess, or you will deliver.
Oh, that's going to happen actually tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
But we have an AI panel in 30 minutes from now, so I hope there will be many questions there as well.
Okay. So thinking about the Microsoft ecosystem, because Microsoft actually did a lot of things with machine learning and AI before it being cool. Like we had all the Lewis stuff that was there previously. Like even image processing and image recognition. So there were still a lot of things there. So what do you think about how Microsoft has evolved its AI landscape, and how or where do you exactly think it will go in the future with all the copilots and things like that? And sorry, before I let you answer, I know it's kind of like maybe a very bad timing to answer the question right now, because in 1 week there's the Microsoft Build conference, and usually at Build they announce a lot of new stuff. But still, let's give it a try. So how do you think this AI landscape in Microsoft will evolve in the future?
So I think the latest leadership at Microsoft is very great, and that's not just specific to Microsoft. So I'm involved with other technology providers like Google Cloud-based, or from Google or Amazon, and I actually try to be aware of what happens in everything related to AI and all these technology platforms, cloud and so forth. Because in order to choose the best solution, you need to somehow benchmark all that and know which tool is the better.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I'm not an expert in all these fields, and there are teams for that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm much more proficient in tools coming from Microsoft or Amazon Web Services than anything else, but that's me. My teams are fairly different. I believe Microsoft is doing it's a series of great bets. For example, there was a shift in the industry in data processing. Like we moved 15 years ago from coding to looking at the data flowing in the system and what are the processors and all that. And there are those who understood this shift and those who didn't, right? And those who didn't suffer. Like Amazon did a great job there, but Microsoft was at the, I think, much better because they had all the enterprise tech.
Yeah.
They had the SQL Server, which was also on-prem, also Azure SQL. They had the Office stack. They migrated to SaaS model and so forth.
Active Directory, Exchange, which all gave them a whole leverage of understanding on how people work actually and having all this data basically.
Yeah, so in B2B scenarios, Microsoft has an interesting footprint in Fortune 500, for example. Yeah. So that says something. So there's literally no company there that doesn't use something from Microsoft. So they have a much more integrated view over enterprise architecture, data flows, data processes, ELTs, ETL, AI, machine learning. So, but the vision, even if it's great, it doesn't really work like that all the time. So we can give exceptions, things that, in my opinion, I think Microsoft should improve, but we're not going to criticize here. But yeah, they have a great vision. They execute it in a correct, I'd say, manner, and that's going to continue. In terms of strategic positioning, I think Microsoft understood the complexities of so many IT providers when data is important, when innovation is important, and security is important. They integrated all this in a unified vision and experience. It's very hard for a company to select providers in all this. Now, if you choose, for example, Microsoft, you can have all the stack, and which is kind of wow.
Yeah, it is.
Being able to have all the tools, and I love it. Now, tomorrow I'm going to talk mostly about something that I don't want to promote, because the tool in itself and the platform itself is not that important. I'm going to talk about Power Platform and how we can leverage some AI services with it and how easy it is. But the point of that presentation is not about Microsoft or Power Platform.
Yeah, it's just the low coding and AI to kind of like deliver fast software, I guess.
Yes, and what I hope my message will be, I hope it will be understood as I want to, is there are much more other tools today that we can leverage out of the box. We don't have just coding. We don't have just data processing tools. There are other things from, I don't know, in automation, in smart automation, and in which are already there. RPA, BPM, flows, automation, low coding for applications. And they're not really well known and understood by people in IT. And I'm going to give just an example. I was in a discussion a few weeks ago with the lead that we had, and they asked us to help them. They are quite a traditional company, and they want to digitize their invoices.
Okay.
They estimated 6 months of work, a team doing all that. And during the call, they said, let's get some examples of invoices. With Power Automated, we developed in 1 hour everything end to end. But again, there's ServiceNow, there's Salesforce in low coding, there's OutSystem, all these platforms.
Lots of startups actually that have lots of.
No longer startups, like they are pretty strong, capable, and scalable companies. So I'm not concerned about them because I've looked and benchmarked them since years. So they are quite good. I'm not talking about the small startups that they changed the name of what they do and now they call low code. I'm not talking about them. And the point of that is things that they estimated 6 months of work with a team and very expensive stuff, we managed to do
in matter of hours.
In 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay.
And we didn't do just that. And of course, the outcome of that was, okay, you will not help us here, and that could sound some anti-business in a sense.
Yeah.
But there are other discussions about how we can help them more at another level. And I think
you can bring value in different ways, other ways that you didn't think about that.
Exactly, and I think this is very important. There is already so much impact in what we can do, in the way we work. We can be much more efficient with all these tools. empowered by AI, and we might not be aware of that. And that's my contribution tomorrow. I hope it will be the message that they will perceive. And yeah, that was.
I think these were some very, very interesting and very nice topics. So I guess I'm definitely more hyped right now about AI than I was before. So thank you very much for taking the time and having the discussion. I really appreciate that. And I wish you a great luck tomorrow with the talk and also with the AI panel that starts in a few minutes. And yeah, I'll catch you up and see you here at the conference tomorrow.
With pleasure. See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.